And let's see. And we're live. We're going live. Hey, Danny.
How are you doing, Stacy?
I'm fine, beautiful. I tell you what, I can't see you right at this moment because I'm making sure that we're streaming on everything. So if I was looking up, excuse me. I am your host, Stacy Thomas. Hello, everybody. And this is the Stacy Thomas Show. And we are on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And we're about to be on WYAD Radio out of Mississippi. Welcome, Danny.
Hello, how are you doing this
I'm
evening,
fine.
Stacy?
I'm fine, beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing well and tired, but blessed as well.
You know what, Danny? You know I'm saying Danny. I have to say Danny, y'all, because I have a tendency to mess her name up. I love her name, but I have a tendency to mess it up. Danny, you've been on this show before, but you know what? I'm just as excited as I was before because I'm always anxious to know what people are up to. And my biggest thing about you, and I said it in a Facebook Live video I saw earlier today, is this woman is walking around with MS disease, but it's like you've got a lot of fuel burning or something because your fire is still going. So my first question for you, actor, actress, and upcoming film producer is, how are you?
Oh, well, let's begin with blessed, highly favored. And I tell everybody is rough. Like you said, I've been struggling with this disease several years. I'm not going to tell you how many years because I don't want to tell my age, but
That's right. That's
uh,
right.
but several years. Yes, just put it like this, over a decade. And when I tell you it has not been easy, I will be lying to you if I told you anything different. It has been a struggle, but the grace of God, I'm allowed and able to keep pushing through. Every day, every morning looks different for me. But I tell everybody life is, when life throw you lemons, you just make lemonade. And I'm just here to just pretty much tell everyone it hasn't been easy. Silent battles came from, well, actually, battles was born from a place of pain, struggles, and, days where I didn't even know if I was going to or be able to push through. It's like, but I'm here just to pretty much let everyone know that, life is always lifing, adulting is always adulting, and if God put you to it, he put you through it. And that's the only, I would be lying if I told you that was the only way that I was able to, be able to maintain and still be mobile and everything that I'm doing at this present time. I give him credit.
Sweetheart, I love it. I love it because you're not a quitter. You're not sitting around making up excuses why you can't do this. But the best part of it is something you said that I remind myself every day. If God gets me through things and I'm still here, what makes me think I can't continue? You know? And obviously, you're here not just to be an awesome mom, an awesome daughter, but you're here to share a powerful testimony. What, for someone that's an actress and upcoming filmmaker, for most people that are doing big things, and as an author, for most people that are doing big things, they want life to seem perfect. They don't want people knowing that they actually are human. What is it that made you, while you have this awesome career, come out with this story?
Well, like I said, if anyone, like a couple of my friends, they might actually be watching now. They always say, if you want your secret to be held, tell Danny. When I tell you I am one of the most private people, I am a chatty Cathy. It's so confusing because everybody's like, well, Danisha, you so social, social butterfly. You love to talk and everything, and I do. And I am a chatty Cathy at times. However, I'm a very private person. And for me to actually share this, I didn't want to share this. I tell everybody, believe it or not, for months, I was waking up in the middle of the night and, hearing an inner voice telling me that I have to share my story, and I've been so grateful and I've been so blessed living with this, like I said, over a decade now. I was like, I wanted to be obedient. And I know he said, daughter, I know you don't want to, but I need you to do this. And I tell everybody, my goal is not to become famous behind this, but to actually just tell everyone you're not alone. Because it was days where I felt like I was alone. It was days where I didn't even, my book signing my book signing was actually October 3rd, 2025. And half of the people, I'm laughing now because it was like a mystery dinner. I had probably like close to 100 guests, and half of the people didn't even know why they was there. I showed a snippet of my documentary film that's actually coming out soon. And that's how they actually found out I had MS. So it was people there, that some family members that was there that didn't even know I had MS. It's like this is something that I held near and dear to my heart, not because I was embarrassed, but I didn't want no one to tell me that I can't and that I won't. A couple of people that actually know I had MS, even a close friend of mine, the minute I told her I had MS, she started crying. It was days I will, be somewhere, I'll slip up, tell someone I had MS, and they'd be like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to hear that. So, long story short, everyone looks at MS as, half of the world don't even know what MS means, but they look at it as a disability. Right. And I just didn't want anyone to discourage me of going to school, working, pursuing acting, pursuing modeling. I didn't want anyone to feel sorry for me. Eliminate MS. I'm a very healthy person. And like I said, there's a God, therapy, meditating, praying warrior mother, and me just praying day and night. I tell everyone, and my family and friends, my support system, that's the only way I made it through. And, that's the only way I'm able to continue to do everything now.
Wow. You have something, and I know it's personal, I want to ask. And while I'm saying this, I'm actually thinking about, I don't know if it's God or just Stacy's mind going all over the place. I'm actually thinking about adding a testimony Tuesday for stories like you and other people have been on my show. And when I say stories like you, first tell us what MS is, and then tell us what the doctor said about children.
Okay, so MS is a central nervous disease. It attacked the brain and it attacked the spine. So what normally happens, your body is pretty much fighting itself. And you tend to grow lesions on your brain and you grow lesions on your spine. The more lesions you grow on your spine, the less mobile you become. And they call it multiple sclerosis because multiple things can happen. And I tell everybody, it's like a snowflake disease. Everyone lives different. It's not one person on this face of this earth that lives the same. That's why I tell everybody it's a snowflake disease. Right. No one lives the same. Some people, I have a cousin of mine, that, had her ups and downs, then I have a coworker, none of us actually have like the same symptoms, it's just something that a lot of people is not aware of, and everyone lives different. But yes, it attacks the brain and the spine.
And when you were diagnosed, what did the doctor say about you having children?
Oh, they looked at me like I had 10 heads, literally. I'm not going to say they was 100% against it. But age-wise, then my husband having his condition, they just is like, not to, be funny, or we don't know your financial situation, but maybe you could consider, adoption or maybe a surrogate. And, the little, I would say the little fearless soul in me, I just was like, that actually fuel, like that scared me, but I was like, you know what? I hate when somebody tell me that I can't do something. I'm like, let me actually prove them wrong. Like I said, eliminate MS. I've been very healthy. So, I heard the inner voice again, and I knew that will push me to this. And he did. One of the best pregnancies, beautiful pregnancy you've ever seen. No morning sickness, no swelling, no cravings, nothing. This glow, like it was literally just in my stomach, like perfect. Like it was times I'm like, holy smokes, if I can feel like this, then maybe I should get pregnant again. They did tell me that a lot of MS patients, they do have beautiful pregnancies. However, after that, it's the aftermath. After that, they can't promise anything. Some of them is good night, Irene. Some of them, a couple of months later couldn't even care for themselves, more or less their child. So it was something that they had said, Daneshia, we don't recommend it, but you've been doing so well, we're not going to tell you not to. But they didn't, they really didn't recommend me to have it. Age-wise, just based on how well I was living, and my husband, he had an illness as well.
And you have a cutie. You have a cutie.
Yes, thank you.
It's amazing to me, sweetheart. It's amazing to me how we go to doctors, right? And nothing against doctors, but how they can be so almost as if they want to be 100% correct. And listen, people say it all the time, but I've seen it happen. But then God shows up, shows out, and continues to show man, be careful what you say. You don't know everything.
Correct.
Now, when you realized that you had MS, did you become bitter or angry?
Yes. And anyone that tell you, just anyone with a chronic illness, or just knowing that you have something that is not a cure, it's not a cure for it. Yes, it's a bit to make you kind of question God. You're not supposed to, and you don't want to. But yeah, I had my moments. I'm like, why me? I was at the prime of everything, working full time, going to school full time, dating, just doing everything, living my best life. And, it hit me like a ton of bricks. It hit me. I'm like, I don't never get sick. I was like, look, Lord, why did you punish me? What did I do so bad? But, like I said, as I grew into everything, I'm like, why not me? I was like, I felt this, he picked the best person.
Wow.
And if I had to pick out the diseases, pretty much if it was like a box and I had to go in the box and pick out all the other different diseases again, I would choose MS.
You would?
I would choose MS. I was like, one, because God, the grace of God, I just been living so well with it. I'm like I said, I had my ups and downs, but, through the grace of God, me trying to take care of myself the best way I can, I've been living very well. And to the point where a lot of my family, friends, just diagnosed. And, it's days, not too many, but it's days where I wake up and sometimes I forget that I have it.
Wow. So you wrote the book, right?
Right.
And you're putting it all out there. So what are you hoping? First of all, is it everyone you want to read your book? Is it specifically for people with MS, or is it just everyone you want to read the story? And what are you wanting them to get out of it?
So I tell everybody it's rated E for everyone.
Okay.
Yes, it was, as I was writing this, as as this Silent Battles birth, as I birthed this book, I was more so geared toward the MS community. But as I was writing it and the title, I'm like, you know what, Daneshia, at the end of the day, it's a memoir, but I didn't want it just to be based on just MS or just, what I went through. I just like, at the end of the day, we all have silent battles. What's yours, ...
Right.
So I'm like, it's 10 chapters. It's a short little read, because I know a lot of people, don't have the attention span to read.
Okay.
Yeah, so I made it short and sweet to the point. After every chapter, it's a self-help. I'm pretty much challenging the reader, asking them about, their experiences. Have they ever experienced, and I tell everyone it's rated E for everyone. If you can actually, say, for instance, you read in chapter 1, 2, or 3, you'd be like, Danny, I don't know. I'd had this experience 4, 5, or 6, or even 10. You'll be like, okay, with this, I've done this before. Pretty much every chapter, you're going to be able to relate to 1, 2, or maybe the whole book, what have you.
And the book is on Amazon, right?
It's on Amazon, it's on Barnes and Nobles, and it's on Walmart.
It's on Walmart. Oh, you're getting out there, Danny. I am so proud of you. And as an advocate, I'm wishing you the best in that. Now, on another note, because you wear many hats, and it still like makes me say wow, because you are doing so much. You were recently, a film that you are in was recently released. Tell us about it.
Okay, so Love After Holidays. Yes. It's actually still on BET Plus now, but it
Okay.
aired, I would say, a few days for Christmas. It's actually a Christmas holiday movie. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say it's wonderful just because I'm in it, but
Uh-huh.
it's a really, really good movie. It was actually, I think the first week it was in the top 3 nationwide. And
Ooh,
now I think it's still top 5. Yes,
wow.
a close friend of mine. She's actually the director of the film,
Okay.
and I'm just honored to be part of it. Yeah, like I said, After Holidays on BET Plus. I think it's maybe an hour and 15,
Or
hour and a half, not too long, but it has this comedy. Pretty much uh drama, but pretty much everyday uh scenarios that we go through, pretty
wow.
much. And yeah, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I think it'd be on BET Plus maybe 3 or 4 years. I don't know exactly how long, but it'll be up there for a while. So anybody want to check out Love After Holidays, I had
Wow.
a little cameo part in it.
Congratulations. Tell me, how does it feel as an actress? Because this isn't your first film. So even after this being on BET, how does it feel? How does it feel to know that millions of people are watching you on television?
It feels exciting. It
Mhm.
feels, I'm not gonna lie, a little nervous, but very rewarding because I've been pursuing model and acting for a long time. I actually have a theater degree. So, like I said, getting back to piggybacking off of when I had told you I'm a very private person, a lot of people didn't know, that I've been pursuing it this long. It's just now I'm finally starting to post it, and now you've really starting to finally like see different things. But I tell everybody, like, I've been doing this for a while. I just never really been, to like the social media posting 24/7. I was like, but I've been doing this for a long time. And, it just so happened that 2025 was a great year for me. Like 2025 don't owe me nothing,
Don't
you
owe
know.
you anything.
No,
You and the smile shows us that you have a passion for what you do, and you definitely don't look like someone that's walking around dealing with health issues. I mean, if more people could be like that. One word, I want you to give me one word that describes your current season of life.
uh, wow. Ah, let me think. Let me think. One word, just one.
Look at
Um,
you. You can give two if you want to.
Um, I would say one word would be okay. One word would be blessed.
Okay.
Yes. And the second word would be that's not it's not one word. Oh man, you called me off guard, Stacey. Blessed definitely. And
We can come back to it.
um blessed.
Okay, okay.
Let's just say
If it comes
yes, blessed.
if
Yes.
it comes back to you,
Okay.
you tell us. What's a daily practice for you that keeps you grounded?
Well, I tell everybody prayer. I wake up praying. I end the day with praying, meditating, and I tell everybody I would say my favorite pastime is music.
It's
Believe it
music.
or not, I mean, that actually just a lot of my struggles, I really don't want to tell, it's in a book, but a lot of my silent battles, music, 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 prayer,
Prayer
music,
and music.
therapy, exercising. Yes,
Wow.
that's what actually, yes, that's my favorite pastime is music. I mean, I can listen to it all day, every day from when I wake up to, a lot of like my mother and everybody's like, Denisha, how you don't even watch the shows? Like, how are you an actress? You don't watch TV? It's like, the minute and I'm like, you're right. Sometimes I'm like, I'm walking around. Yeah, I really don't know my competition nowadays because music, I was like, it done got me through so many hard times. I'm talking about every genre. I don't discriminate.
Wow.
I listen to everything,
Right.
everything.
Right. Can you tell us? So we know you like the music, right? Tell us something that we will be surprised to know that about that brings you joy.
Um,
Wait, or
okay.
is it something that you're going to keep to yourself?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
As quirky and corny as this sound, what actually brings me joy is just my son,
Okay.
just occasionally, just out the blue, like I see him staring at me. Like I see
Uh-huh.
him staring at me, or him just saying, Mommy, I love you. Or yeah, like and it's just like because I mean he's like I try not to believe in the signs and everything, but I'm like
Uh-huh.
if it walk like a duck and talk like a duck,
Uh-huh.
damn it, it's a duck.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he's a Virgo. So I'm like, I don't want to bring signs onto
Uh-huh.
your platform.
Oh,
However,
sweetheart. That's okay.
okay, but he's a Virgo. And
My
when I
sister's a
tell you,
Virgo.
oh, yeah, so no filters, no filters. Say whatever the heck he want to say. Doesn't care if he hurt my feelings or not. So for him to actually just stare at me like I'll catch him from my side eye, and he'll just smile, or just him saying, Mommy, I love you, or him just say, Oh, Mommy, you look pretty today, just little stuff like that, or he'll just jump in my bed like for no reason. And I'm like, T3, that's his nickname. T3, get away. Like, leave me alone. Mommy don't want to be bothered. I just want to hug you. And he like, Mommy,
Oh,
I love you. So just as corny and everything and how that sound, like that just melts my heart. That, at the end of the day, for him even, like he really he don't give too many compliments.
wow.
But for him, like I said, like I catch him, I'm like, why are you smiling at Mommy? He'd just laugh it off, or just those little moments where he'd tell me that I look pretty, or Mommy, I love you, or I just want to hug you. It's not too many times he'll say, Mommy, I'm proud of you. but but I'll take what I can get. And yeah, just those little
Wow.
moments, or even like when I take him to karate and he'll look up to see if I'm there, and then if he see me looking, then he'll try to impress me.
Wow.
Yeah, just those little mommy moments.
Wow. And before we go, we must talk about, I'm a little disappointed, but when the time comes, it'll be the right time. The upcoming documentary. Why am I disappointed? People watching or listening may wonder. I'm looking forward to seeing what you have. That's why I keep saying, is there a trailer? Is there a trailer? Tell us, what can we expect?
Okay, well, Silent Battles, that's the name of the book. Pretty much the documentary is going to be called Silent Battles as well. A lot of different things. Like I said, it's a memoir. Majority it's just about a lot of the battles that I've been through.
Okay.
And that's why I'm going back to telling, it's rated E for everyone. Half of the battles and I done had several,
Okay.
um, they're relatable.
Okay.
And I just want everybody just to walk away with, the main thing is just to walk away with, you're not alone. Because so many times I felt like I was alone because, like I said, it wasn't that I didn't get the support from my family and my friends. It's just half of the world don't even know what MS is. So that's my, like I said, I'm not trying to become famous behind this. If I do, I mean, that'd be a plus. However,
Right.
I'm like, if I just save one soul, my job is done. I just want to be able to educate and inform, and inspire people. You hear about cancer all the time. You hear about diabetes, you hear about heart disease, you hear about so many of them, but lupus and MS, you're starting to hear more about lupus. But when I tell people MS, well, miss, like what is MS? So I'm just happy, the grace of God, that he gave me, like I used to always be like, why did you give this to me? But my thing is, why not? Why not me? And I'm happy that he trusted me to do this. And I feel and I know this is why I'm still able to hold everything together, to be able to still be mobile and, potentially be the face of MS, because half of the people, when I tell them, they like, what, you don't look like you MS, you don't look sick. So
Right.
it's just to bring awareness. And like I said, it's just going to be peering from the book that you're not alone, even when you do feel like you're alone. And just to inform them that, it could be any other illness. It don't necessarily have to be MS, but anything that you're going through, you're never alone. And just different things that I use, different channels, different things that I use, to get me through, the most days, it was days I didn't even know how I was going to be able to push through,
Wow.
so I just want them, pretty much what you expect from it is just motivation.
Okay.
Just like I tell everybody, I might not be the first one to finish, but I always finish the finish line. I might be the turtle.
Ooh,
I don't do nothing part-time but motherhood. But
okay.
at the end of the day, I finish the finish line and I go out with a bang. So it's just pretty much to let them know, if you want to go back to school, get that master's, if you want to go and get that car, that house that you always wanted, it might take one person 5 years to do it versus your 10 or 20, but never give up. Never give up, and always invest in your growth.
Wow. I love it. I love it. How do we keep up with you? How do we follow you? How do we keep up with um what you're doing as far as the documentary and your other projects?
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram, author Daneshia Drakeford.
Okay.
Facebook, Daneshia Drakeford _ Hatwood,
Mm-hmm.
and also my website. You can either catch me on silentbattles.info or
Okay.
DaneshiaDrakeford.net.
Okay. Danny, it's been great.
It's also
It's
been awesome
it's
too. Like I said, I'm just excited the second time around as I was the first time around.
and you'll be
So,
back.
Stacey.
And
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
hoping you'll be back when the documentary is released, so we
Oh,
can talk
absolutely.
about that and let people know that it's finally here. I am looking forward to seeing what you do, and keep doing what you're doing. Don't let nobody steal your joy, and take care, beautiful.
Thank you so much. You do the same, Stacey.
Have a good
I
night,
appreciate
sweetheart.
you. You have a great night.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you very much. I would really like for you to check out the book. Please check out the book. It's a true story. She's being open with you. She's being honest. She's being transparent. Follow her on all the social media platforms, and just keep up with her, and let's see what this documentary is going to be all about. I am Stacey Thomas, and I'll remind you, don't stress too much about yesterday. Don't worry too much about tomorrow, because if we do, we just might miss living today. Have a good night, everybody.